sleepy little office in West Covina, California. It's the Foo Bar Show! Hey, what is up, everybody? I am Joe C.
And I'm Judd.
And thank you all very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show. Thank you for downloading the pod on most major podcast apps, subscribing, and telling a friend like a champ. You can always reach us at Foo Bar Show. That's FOOBarshow.com. And FOO Bar Show is our handle on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out, drop us a line, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Foo?
Let's do it.
Yeah. On tap today, we have Steph. Say hi, Steph.
What's up, my dudes?
Yes. Welcome back, Steph. You were a trooper for coming on last time.
You sure are.
Because you and the Foo had to combine your forces because this motherfucker was sick with bronchitis.
Sure
And
was.
I'm still uneasy about sitting here right now.
Those were tough shoes to fill. It's harder than it looks. Just talking all the time? Oh, my
no.
God.
Yeah.
I got a lot of practice. It's fine.
So, Josh, what really happened? I mean, did you just put the wrong dick in there?
You know what, man? It
not saying no.
says insert here, and you sometimes you just go in. No, I was sick with the cold, and then it somehow just turned into bronchitis. Word of advice, people: if you have a cold, don't continue to smoke. Just a FYE or I, whatever. But yeah, it was
the
not
E before.
It's called
Sure. Okay.
Well, yeah, man. I saw you burning some tree the day before. You apparently almost died.
Yeah.
but like more than usual. I'm like, are you trying to just kill your throat?
I was studying for a midterm and it worked. So what's the problem?
How'd you do on the midterm?
Pretty well.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Were you
Good study.
Were you just as high as you were during the midterm, like you were studying?
I hear that works.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like drunk recall.
Exactly.
Right.
Like in
Exactly
Beer
what
Fest.
it is.
Yeah. If you just stay on that constant high, you learn everything and it just stays there. That's what I learned.
Awesome.
Take
More
that
you
to
know.
the bank.
Oh yes.
We should
Yes,
test this
sir.
theory.
So I understand you went to the doctor. They prescribed you some codeine. You were scissoring it up.
Oh,
I
I
was
was
told
scissoring
to bring
it up.
home Sprite, which I did.
Yeah, thank
And by
you.
the way, I'm enjoying that with a little rum right now, which is
Ooh.
delightful.
Sprite.
And so how did that go?
Yeah, so like I said, I was smoking all weekend, and normally after, like, I thought I was over the cold, so that's why I didn't feel like it was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday, when I got home, when I left school, I started feeling extremely feverish, and I had already taken medicine in the day. I'm like, okay, I don't feel right. Something's not right. Next morning, I wake up, I'm like coughing so bad that, how like your body aches. That's how it felt, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go to the doctor because this doesn't feel right. And it almost felt similar to that time I got sick at my brother's wedding, where I did end up getting a bronchial infection, like an actual throat infection on top of bronchitis. I think you guys remember when I came back, and I was just like looked like death.
Yeah.
The
pretty
doctor
bad.
said it was close to getting to that point again, but it was just normal bronchitis. So he gave me antibiotics and all that jazz. It sucked. It sucked. I don't recommend it.
So you took the codeine and you just knocked the fuck out?
Yeah, that shit fucking knocks your ass out. But I don't like that shit, man. It like gets you all antsy. No wonder Lil Wayne
you're all
had
loopy.
seizures and shit.
Yeah.
Like, God. Like it got to the point, like, I was taking it before bed. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be wide awake because it completely wears off. So I'd be awake for like an hour, and then all of a sudden, like, I get body aches. Like my shoulders for some reason, like I was telling Steph earlier, for some reason they were just hurting. It was like as if I was did shoulder weights the day before.
Yeah.
Like it was just in pain. I couldn't even sleep on my sides. Like I was just like, what the fuck? So then today I was like, you know what? No codeine. I ain't doing that shit today.
It could have been a side effect.
It could have been because I was
Yeah,
reading it didn't say
yeah.
anything, but I mean, for all I know, it could have been because I've never taken it before. So, but
And
today
there's
I felt
plenty
great.
left for the rest of us.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, sipping on some scissor. Yes, but I'm back, and I'm totally ready for System.
Welcome back, man.
USA! USA!
That's right,
USA!
Homer.
Yeah, man. So this airs on Saturday, and we're going to be over at the Glen Helen Amphitheater in the Inland Empire this weekend on Saturday specifically to catch Incubus at the Drive-In and System of a Down.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I've seen Incubus a number of times. That one's just going to be a treat. But I've never seen At the Drive-In. I've seen Mars Volta. I've seen other iterations of that band. I've seen Sparta. But I've never seen At the Drive-In. Unfortunately, it's not going to be with their lead guitarist. But I've never seen them, so to hear those songs being played live
it's still
by
gonna be
most
cool.
of the band is going to be awesome. I can't wait. And our music segment is going to highlight those three bands this podcast. So look forward to hearing some of those songs to look forward to. Mm-hmm. So weren't they going to give us some coffee and donuts or something like that?
So after the show, they're gonna allow us to chill. They're gonna have a wait area for people that just want to kick back. They're gonna give free coffee, donuts, and I think water or something, just for whoever wants to chill, because it's gonna be crazy trying to get out of there.
Anybody who's ever been to Glen Helen Amphitheater knows that the parking situation is awful. You're pretty much on a dirt lot, and you're just bumper to bumper, and they just stack you up. So to try to get the fuck out of there in a timely fashion, it's just not going to happen. They finally, I guess, realized it, and said, well, and maybe shit's gone down where people are really getting impatient, and maybe there's been some car collisions or something.
Probably,
but they wised up to it, and they're telling people to stick around. Anybody who wants to go can try and leave, but the other people can try to stick around. They're going to serve coffee, donuts, and show a movie.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time too, I usually stick around because last few concerts I went to the Green Day concert last year. I was there for 2 hours after the show had ended, just because the traffic was insane. You couldn't even walk out, let alone drive out of there. So it's
And it's sold out today. I got an email, I got a voicemail from Glen Helen Amphitheater themselves, just giving the heads up. It is a sold out show. Prepare anything you need to prepare. Ride share, all that bullshit, that you can get in, get out if you need to, or plan to stick around.
Pretty much have a game plan before you're just going.
A game plan.
Don't just be like, all right, I'm gonna go party. Woo!
They're expecting
stuck there for 4 hours.
45,000 people.
That's a lot of people in a mosh pit. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. I can't wait. I mean, by the time this is up, we'll be balls deep into it, I'm sure. But I look forward to it. I've seen System of a Down a number of times.
I have yet to see any of them live, so I'm super excited. I've always wanted to see System live. And I've always wanted to see Incubus live.
Incubus live is
great. Two birds, one stone.
Incubus is
and
great.
And then getting At the Drive-In was really just the cherry on top, because when we had found out this was happening, and then I saw At the Drive-In, I'm like, no fucking way, because this is when Joe C had just introduced me to them.
Yeah, they're
so
great.
I was just like, dude, this is great.
That's getting the hooker to swallow. That's for sure. That's what that's like. Well, it's all I want her is to transport it away from my ball sack. Yeah, she went ahead and then she went the extra mile, sir. That's customer service.
Yeah, that is customer service right there. Did you give her an extra tip for that one?
Well,
just the tip.
just the tip. Well, we'll get right into it, man. You ready for some nerd news?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Nerd News is brought to you by Amazon. Everybody go to FooBarShow.com. That's FOOBarshow.com. Go scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage. You'll see an Amazon banner. Click on the banner and just do the regular shopping you would always do. It wouldn't cost you anything more than it usually would. But it just gives us credit for it. If you shop on Amazon regularly, click through that link and you'll be helping us out.
That's right, people. Give us credit. We want the credit.
So what do you got for us today on Nerd News, dude?
So I got a couple of things. Everyone loves South Park. Everyone loves South. I mean, as far as people I know, I love it. It's been one of my favorite shows for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I know at the beginning of the season they had that big, campaign, #cancel South Park, to kind of make fun of themselves, because it's like, dude, why keep doing this? Well, they kind of did a little play on that this time around, but this time including The Simpsons. So,
and they've poked fun at The Simpsons before.
Oh yeah, I mean they have a little rivalry with them. I mean, come on, they're the two
But
longest
they idolize
cartoon
the
shows.
Simpsons. It's a friendly rivalry.
It's a friendly rivalry,
yeah.
but
It is.
I don't know this little latest controversy. I don't know if it's so friendly. It seems like they're actually
It's in
attacking.
classic South Park fashion, regardless of how you think about
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
But yeah.
So I got this from comicbook.com. And the title of this is South Park puts The Simpsons on blast over Apu controversy.
Yeah.
So where this stems from, a lot of people know, especially recently, for some reason, people have been in an uproar about Apu. You know, they saying that he's been too, stereotypical Indian man, working in a...
It only took 30 years.
Yeah, right? 30 years too late, people.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Like, I understand if everyone was up in arms 30 years ago, but it's already been 30 years. I know people are upset. I know why, but chill out. So, South Park decided to kind of do a little play on this. So, just 3 episodes into the season, South Park has already taken shots at Black Panther, the Catholic Church, school shootings, Brett Kavanaugh, Roseanne Barr, and several other...
And they haven't even shown an episode yet.
No, they've only shown like 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
the 3rd episode just released on Wednesday, and
Awesome.
it was this one, and the title of the episode, get this, is The Problem with a Poo.
Okay.
So the new episode, the problem with Apu, spends a lot of time painting Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo, as the town racist. After a series of Roseanne Barr inspired tweets and a Brett Kavanaugh hearing, Hanky is driven out of South Park. As they watch him leave, one of the boys asks, "Where will he go?" And Randy responds to the children by saying, "We'll have to find a place that accepts racists. Awful beings like him. There's still places out there who care about bigotry and hate." And then it cuts to the opening scene of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And it's Mr. Hanky just walking into the scene. You see all the Simpsons characters.
no.
And he goes, "Hidey-ho." And as he goes, "Hidey-ho," all of a sudden, you see Apu come out, start talking to him, and like... a super embellished racist accent. Like, I know he already has like a slightly embellished accent on the show, but this one's like extreme.
Well, I think he sounds like somebody from India would sound like on The Simpsons, but they overdid it.
They overdid it, and then they end, and then they cut to a scene like it goes to fades to black, and it says #cancel The Simpsons.
Jesus.
So, I mean, it's just South Park kind of playing, poking fun at everyone. Like, dude, everyone chill the F out.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they're trying to do this season. They're trying to push the envelope with everyone. Just say, cancel us. Do what you have to do. Cancel us. Because they even said it like, we're done. Like, we're
out of ideas.
We're out of ideas. We're just going to piss everyone off. Cancel us, please. So... I mean, it's a ballsy move, but it's totally, Matt and Trey style.
Yeah, totally. But the thing about Apu is that, and just like I said earlier, is like, why all of a sudden now?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it becoming a thing? Obviously, we're in this thing where like you can't be really a comedian these days because comedy is really just kind of pointing out the obvious, the things that make us stand out and make us unique. But some people are just they take it too personally sometimes, and it takes it to a different level, and it's just like, oh man, that's not what I meant. I was just trying to make people laugh. But Apu, I don't think is racist. I think they've maybe at the beginning in the first episodes when they introduced him, it's like, yeah, okay, a guy in a convenience store, he happens to be Indian.
Yeah.
We see it all the time in real life. But as soon as they started to grow the character, give him more of a personality, introduce his family to everybody else.
I mean,
it became less and less racist because he's just like, this guy's a really intelligent guy. He's a businessman. He runs his own business.
Yeah.
He's very, he's just a smart guy, and with a great personality. He was one of my favorite characters. And for them to shun him like that just because of a group complaining, albeit the Indian group.
It's the Indian group.
But to what end is my question to you? Are they going to get rid of Bumblebee Man? I'm Mexican. I think he's hilarious.
Ay, ay, ay.
No me gusta.
No me gusta.
Or why don't they just get mad at Marge? Because she's a stay-at-home mom that does odd and end jobs.
Yeah.
Why does Mr. Burns have to be a white rich man? Why does Barney have to be a white drunk?
Right?
It's like
An Irish drunk.
Right, you can get mad at all the characters.
It's a fallacy. It's a show. It's that's the whole point. Yeah. Like, it's supposed to make fun of these kind of things. It's supposed to kind of show how ridiculous our world is at viewing these kind of things. And I mean, like Josie was pointing to, Apu's become a beloved character. I loved him as well. Like, I especially love the "Who needs the quickie mud? Not me, the sticky mud." Like, that was my one of my favorite musical numbers in that show. And it's kind of like, all right, everyone, I do understand why the Indian community is upset. I mean, a lot of them are still kind of getting, they can't personally get away from that, which I understand that, but come on, man, it's already been around. Just leave well enough alone. Yeah. Why not?
Or the one comedian, Krusty the Clown, happens to be Jewish.
Yeah.
Why don't we just get rid of everyone?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, so I guess, cancel the Simpsons.
Cancel the Simpsons. Hashtag cancel Simpsons. But I mean, I know that's your favorite show, Josie, and I mean, it used to be mine. I haven't seen it recently, so hey, who knows? Maybe they kind of changed him. I haven't seen any of the new episodes.
No, they decided to take him out altogether.
Oh, did they?
Really?
Oh, okay.
No, to be fair, I've not seen any new episodes.
See, that's what you get. But you got him fired.
Damn it.
So now
his whole family got run out of town. That's what you get.
The voice of Apu is not Indian.
Yeah.
So.
I'm talking about the characters. They ran him out of town. Yeah. Because some people were pissed that he was working his ass off to support his family.
I know.
That's what you get.
He has 8 kids.
Just another Indian trying to make it in the world.
Right?
Bastards.
Now they're all homeless because of you.
Yeah, bastards.
Way to go.
Complainers.
Indian population. Jesus Christ. I don't know who to be mad at right now.
I know. Seriously.
It's hard to be mad at I think it's fair just to say we're mad at the prudes.
We are. The PC Nation, fuck you.
Bunch of PC thugs.
PC bastards.
Yeah.
So, kind of continuing on favorite shows, I know you guys actually touched on Dragon Ball last episode.
The Fu brought it up. The Fu was trying to, do what he does. And
then he did what he did.
Yeah.
What did he get wrong this time?
What did he get wrong this time, Josh?
Okay, well, the Fu brought up that there's a new movie coming out called Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Yeah.
And he he explained it, the gist of what it is. So for those of you who are not Dragon Ball fans at all, Broly, the character of Broly, in the original Dragon Ball Z lore, he was considered the legendary Super Saiyan.
Do you believe any of that shit?
Yeah, maybe. So as they alluded to in the last episode, a Saiyan is an alien race, human-like race. They're a bunch of warriors, like space pirates, and they have their own planet, and they work for another like this galactic emperor. And so like their whole thing was like every time they fight to the brink of death, but they never die. But when they fight to that point, their bodies grow even stronger. So that's why they constantly conquer planets and get stronger and fight. So their emperor, the name Frieza, he sees this and he sees them as a threat, a potential threat to take him down and to take down his empire. So in the original manga, how the origin went, he decided
tell the listeners what a manga is.
So what manga is, everyone, it's basically like comics in Japan. It's anime comics. So in the original manga,
like hentai.
Yeah. Oh no, not well.
But
hentai's inspired by that, so we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
You read it from right to left.
Yeah, right to left. Yeah, you read it the opposite way. And then you view hentai right to left too. Back to front.
Do you?
Yeah, you start with the money shot, and then you work all the way to the boring stuff.
But you never go ass to mouth.
What the fuck?
Unless it's clean.
Yeah, you never go ass to mouth.
Anyway.
In
the manga, the Emperor Frieza sees this and he kills the king Vegeta, one of the main characters in the show's father, and he basically just wipes out the entire planet with just one blast. And he stands there, and all of them are just kind of like looking at him like, what the hell? And one Saiyan tries to stop him, which is Goku's father, tries to stop Frieza and throws like one blast. Frieza just all of a sudden lifts his finger. A humongous blast the size of the sun comes out of nowhere, just out of his finger, and wipes out the entire race.
Dang, crazy.
So the only ones that survived were ones that happened to be on off planets. So the ones that had survived in that origin were Goku, who was, as a child, he was still an infant, as a baby, he was sent in a spaceship to Earth, to conquer Earth. Mm-hmm. And when he landed on Earth, his space pod crashed, it opened, and he knocked he ended up being found by some man named Gohan walking in the mountains. So as Gohan picks him up, he carries him, tries to take care of him as his own grandson. He accidentally drops him down a cliff, and Goku hits his head. And he has amnesia, like he's out for weeks, and all of a sudden he wakes up. And when he first landed, he was like a Saiyan, ravenous, wanting to fight. He was biting Grandpa Gohan. As soon as he hit his head, all of a sudden he woke up a simple child. Literally a simple child, like a dumb child. He was just whimsical.
Well, hey, man, and I've said this before on the podcast. If this was Gilligan's Island, you just got to hit that kid in the head again, and he's back to normal.
Right? Well, you know what?
But it's not.
Grandpa Gohan didn't see a problem with it, so he let him be. He let him be. So that was Goku's original origin. And then Broly, how he fits into this, at the time, him and Goku were babies in the same incubator, whatever, or NICU, I guess that's how you say it. I don't know.
Okay.
Where the babies go, like the viewing area. So they were there. Yeah, there you go. Nursery. There you are. They were in like the same nursery as babies. And so how that origin worked out was Broly was a baby that had like tremendous power at such a young age. And Goku was the weakest, literally the weakest Saiyan child ever born.
Dang.
So like, just for an example, Goku's power level was 1. Broly's level as an infant was 10,000.
Christ.
So like everyone knew, like, holy shit, okay, this may be the legendary Super Saiyan. So King Vegeta feared that this baby would end up taking over their entire race and wiping him out. He decided to kill Broly. So the dad finds out. Broly's dad finds out, comes to get him, and King Vegeta tries to kill the dad, and then tries to kill Broly and leaves them to die in like this trash compactor. But as they're left to die, that's when Frieza destroys the planet, and the baby's powers then manifest, and he somehow protects the dad. That's how the story goes. And then Broly ends up being like this insane, mindless monster that Goku could barely beat, and he ends up beating him in the original movie. Okay. And there is a movie, it's called Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan. That was the first movie that's non-canon. So what the Fu was trying to explain in the last show was that in this new movie, Broly is now going to be canon in the Dragon Ball universe. And what canon means is he's going to be a part of the lore, the show, the manga, everything.
Yeah.
Because the original writer, Akira Toriyama, is actually writing this story.
Oh.
So
it's coming from the creator.
It's coming from the main creator, whereas the movie previously was just a one-off movie, pretty much.
It wasn't made by him? Or it wasn't endorsed by him?
It wasn't fully endorsed by him. He didn't write the backstory. All they asked was, could you draw him for us? And he just drew him. He didn't really write anything for him.
Okay.
So that's why this time he drew him and he actually wrote it. So in this new...
go ahead. Sorry to interrupt, but is this supposed to be a reset, or is this supposed to be what it was supposed to be from the start?
So this is
or both. It's
a little bit of both, because he didn't have plans to bring him into the canon, but after the first movie, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, it actually became a hit here in the US, and then it became a huge hit in Japan.
Okay.
He realized, you know what? Maybe we should work him into the actual manga. Maybe we should work him into the story. So that's why this time this is the very first time he's going to be canon and introduced into the show. So as I had told you guys the origin of Goku, Vegeta, and all of them, this is actually going to rearrange all of that. And what I mean rearrange all of that, the new trailer that just came out, the second trailer for Dragon Ball Super Broly, it opens with a spaceship going on the planet, flying on the planet Vegeta, and then you see Frieza's army flying around him, and they land, and then you see a younger Frieza meeting the Saiyans for the very first time. So it's supposed to kind of show the Saiyans as an actual race, whereas before in the show, you just kind of got a glimpse.
Yeah.
You just heard whatever they would say on the dialogue. This time you're legitly gonna see the origins of where the Saiyans went.
Okay.
And as I said before, Goku had left as an infant. He had left planet Vegeta to go to planet Earth as an infant. Well, in this story it's different, because he's actually going to be maybe a year old, a year to 2 years old, because in the scene, there's a scene that shows him in the space pod. He actually has a Saiyan suit on, and it shows him looking at his father Bardock and his mother Ginny, you know, putting his hand to the glass and their hand saying, "I don't want to leave." So they're kind of giving Goku almost a Superman-style origin.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and everyone's always considered Goku similar to Superman because, I mean, you know, he all of a sudden lands on Earth, one of the last of his race, and he ends up being a champion for the people of Earth.
Right.
So they're legitly giving him that type of origin.
And a YouTube film creator or something, like an amateur film guy, made that fight happen.
Yeah.
If you guys saw it.
There's a fight on there. There's I think there's two.
Goku versus Superman.
Goku versus Superman.
Superman versus Hulk. Also,
Thor versus Superman. It's pretty good. They have pretty good. I think it's.
Are those live action?
No, it's the 3D
animated.
Oh, the animated.
Yeah,
ones?
the animated ones.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only Goku's origin that's changing. It's also Vegeta's and Broly's. This time, rather than try to kill Broly, King Vegeta is actually going to send him away and use his ability to try and conquer more further off planets because he sees his power. So what they're saying is in the new movie, they're all going to come together. It's basically like showing all three of their destinies starting and converging, how they officially converge. So it's a newer take, and a lot of people are kind of not totally upset. There are some that are upset because, you know, of how Goku's origin was. But this is actually canon because it actually derives from a story called Dragon Ball Minus. And it's called Dragon Ball Minus, the departure of the fated child.
You are winding down a very long road.
Yeah.
And you're just going to start picking up every single little detail.
No. I'm just saying, everyone go look at it, but this is where that origin comes from, what I just explained. It comes from Dragon Ball Minus, so it's really good, people. You guys just give it a chance. It's going to be good. It comes out in January 19th. 2019.
Does that mean I should stop caring about the old Dragon Ball? Because I never really did to begin with. Can I just start watching this and be part of the conversation?
Yeah, you could.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to, but you know, you could. You could.
Just want the option. That's all I want.
Yeah. But it's gonna be really good. Again, we'll post the trailer itself on our the Fubar Show Facebook page, so everyone can actually see it. It's really good, especially for those who are anime fans.
Right on, man.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, dude. Anything else happening in the nerd world?
As of right now, no. I did want to comment on the Suicide Squad thing that you guys talked about.
Okay.
With James Gunn coming out.
No, it's old news. No, I missed it. You shouldn't
What's
have
your
been sick.
take on that, man?
Fuck you. Well, my take was that from my understanding, from what I read, is that it's going to be a completely different Suicide Squad story. It's not going to even allude to what happened in the first movie.
Okay.
But
same characters though?
He will be using the same some of the same
Cast?
characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like for sure it's going to be Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
Those four are for sure coming back. But then they'll add more. King Shark was the one that the Fu was trying to allude to.
Okay.
King Shark is a gigantic shark that looks like one of the Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Literally, he looks like one of the Street Sharks.
Awesome.
So it's gonna. I think it's gonna be good, and I think he should direct it. From my understanding, they're just trying to work out some contract lingo as far as getting him to direct it. So it may happen fairly soon. Them announcing he will direct it.
Is he just? Do you think he's not being allowed because he was previously with Disney, or
I think
does that have anything to do with it? You think?
Maybe he has to go as far as contract to see what his previous contract entails. I think he should be fine though, and maybe just money as far as the length of his contract. If it's just going to be one movie or two.
Okay.
So I think it's just them trying to work out the fine details. So I mean, hopefully we'll see something soon, and maybe even some news as far as casting and characters. So
nice.
I'll update you guys more as that comes. But that's it for me in nerd news.
Nice, man.
Nerd! You're damn right.
Well, Steph, I understand that you have some health and such for us today.
Yes.
Health and such with Steph. What you got, Steph?
All right, everybody. On October 18th at 10:18 in the morning.
We're gonna die.
That's quite specific.
It is the Great American Shakeout.
Uh-huh.
And for those of you...
What's that?
Does that mean we whip our dicks out in public and just start, going ham?
No.
Oh, never mind. Continue.
No.
Well, I was preparing for the wrong thing.
No.
All right, so don't buy the excess lube. Got it.
It is a nationwide earthquake drill.
Oh.
So people can participate. It's a good opportunity for families to teach their children, if they're not in school, how to drop, cover, and hold. And also for people with disabilities to learn how to drop, cover, and hold, or to lock, cover, and hold if they're in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
And you'll probably see it on the news the closer we get to it. I know we're just like a couple days away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing is emergency preparedness. Everybody should have like their little grab and go backpack, which
Nobody really does. I mean, I got a NutriBar sitting somewhere in this house.
Right? We don't even have
probably
any,
ate it, as far as I know.
We don't even have any water bottles anymore.
No,
No.
we're screwed.
I think what I'm preparing for is to die.
Yeah.
I think that's really.
But we've known this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was pre-earthquake warning.
Right.
So,
That's just an everyday thing.
Yeah.
It's all right. We've
okay
got
with it.
water filters, so we just need to find the water.
Yeah.
And we'd be good.
Right. Anyway, so
Fuck yeah.
what happened?
Anyway.
No.
No, we got a message from the Foo.
Oh, the Foo?
The
Foo
Foo.
has a mess. The Foo's here? Does he have
Probably
his
just
portal
arrived.
gun? Uh-oh. Fuck
y'all.
I like his use of the apostrophe.
Very grammatically
Very
correct.
grammatically correct, sir.
Even when insulting us.
Foo, you're welcome to
Props.
join us if you want to.
Oh, he's
I'll
gone.
take that.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. We're back to Footopia. He's
Short.
like, I'm only one appearance a week.
Short visit. But continue, Steph.
Oh, yeah. So, if you're in bed during an earthquake, let's just say, for example, we're playing video games or you're actually sleeping in the middle of the night, which has happened before, the experts say...
Uh-oh, I hear a portal gun. What's up, Foo?
Hey, Foo.
What a pleasant surprise. You are like Mr. McFeely. You just show up whenever you want.
What's that mean?
Where have you been, man? How's your day?
It's been fine.
Oh, let me turn on your mic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's been fine. It's been fine.
Awesome. I see you've been checking us out on the live feed.
Me and Richie.
Oh, you and Richie?
Richie and I. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Yeah,
talking
dude.
a whole bunch of smack.
So, Steph was going over the Great American Shakeout. Do you know what that is?
Which is?
That's when everybody in America prepares for earthquake.
it's
Earthquake.
a...
Oh,
It's
the
a
one on
mythical-
October 18th.
Yes. Oh, see?
Oh.
The Foo
You get that type of
knows.
news in Footopia? God damn.
He's a quick study.
Great signal over there.
Right on.
I stole a bunch of flyers before I left.
I knew it. Bastard.
So this is a mythical earthquake that's happening. So no freeways are going to close. No businesses are going to close. It's just an opportunity for you to drop, cover, and hold, practice addressing where the safe areas are in your house.
I believe some...
Think about getting a emergency kit.
What are the... How do you prepare if you're on the shitter and an earthquake happens? Cause,
You
when an earthquake happens, you make a mess.
well, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
just break it off, get up and...
Yeah, what would happen if you're on the
just-
shitter?
just
That's
Pinch the loaf and then get out.
Oh, man.
No, man, if I
No,
try
you
to
still,
run
have
it...
to, you still have to drop, cover, and hold, but, you got to close the lid or else it's going to slosh everywhere.
I'm going to drop...
That's disgusting.
I'll drop
you
cover,
just drop
but I
the
won't,
lid and
I
get
won't
out?
be able to hold it. Exactly.
Hang on.
So, but the shakeout, it's supposed to be like at 10 something, right?
10:18.
10:18?
Yep.
Oh, wow. 10:18 on 10:18 in the year
Wow.
2018. It's a sign, guys.
I know, huh?
So, there's several different companies that might actually promote this type of preparedness behavior. I know my work, they like all the departments to take pictures of themselves and then they'll post it on the company website later. It's like, hey, let's get you to participate.
Trying to get
And-
you all rah about it.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
just being prepared.
Being Californians too, I think we need that kind of awareness every now and again, even though we're not going to do a goddamn
Yeah.
thing about it.
and,
Yeah.
and then another.
But when the big earthquake hits,
It's like, damn,
Yeah.
it's going to make you feel real bad about
I
not
think,
preparing.
I think the San Andreas fault may open
And not only
the
that,
next big earthquake.
Well, you know what you got to do? You got to call The Rock for him to show up in a chopper and save your life.
and save
Yeah.
like 3 people
if
out
the
of 3
movies, if the
million.
movies taught me anything,
I swear to God, if he does not come with Carla Gugino, I'm walking out. He could just leave me.
okay,
I want Carla Gugino there.
sounds good to me.
you know,
Yeah.
from being in a coastal state like California, we also have to worry about tsunamis.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Even if since like West Covina is like further inland, we still have to be prepared for all of the people just running our way. It's like 'cause,
Well, I mean, this
So we
is
don't get trampled.
eventually
Yeah.
this is going to be a beachfront property. you know,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean,
This
we'll be
property value is going up.
Yep.
like a motherfucker.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it.
fine. Yeah, but nationwide, that's good though because not everyone has experienced the earthquake nationwide.
Right.
I mean, because I went to Minnesota one time to visit my brother, and everything there is just brick buildings. Nothing there is prepared for an earthquake. So if an earthquake happens there, they are fucked.
Well, I heard about the Florida earthquake, Hurricane Mike.
I heard
It's a
about the
hurricane.
Yeah,
devastation.
Have you guys heard about
It's
it?
fucked up a couple towns.
Apparently, it is hitting a part of Florida that has never been hit by hurricanes before.
Oh.
So a bunch of people were like, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
However, this town, the first town it hit, was not hurricane ready and had a lot of its occupants
Stay,
just
right?
stay home. It literally washed away 80% of the neighborhood.
Holy
So they're
God.
saying a bunch of people got washed away with the hurricane.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, a lot of people got fucked up.
Yeah,
This is
because
why
like
you guys leave.
they said they only found 20 people so far.
Oh my god.
So
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah, so it's hit a part of Florida that had never been hit by a hurricane before. Because everyone's like, Florida hurricane, blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
yeah.
Yeah, it hit from the west, and apparently hurricanes never hit from the west.
Yeah, it hit in from the Gulf of Mexico because it went from what I saw the trajectory. It kind of went curved along the Mexican coast right there, the coastline, and then it shot up towards Florida.
Wow, it's
like
nuts.
the
Which is-
Panhandle area.
Yeah,
of
which has
Florida.
never happened.
Yeah,
Apparently.
like Florida and Georgia area, and it's supposed to go through like Athens and Atlanta, like hit that trajectory,
so the
but
first
slow down.
the first neighborhood it hit wiped it out,
Fuck.
and
those poor
a
people.
lot of idiots stayed. Cause
Yeah,
they-
I mean, because they've never been hit. I mean, I guess they were just playing the odds there.
exactly.
Jesus.
But the same thing happened with the other earthquake that happened in South Carolina.
you
that
mean
just-
hurricane?
Is that what it said?
Earthquake.
I said, hurricane. I'm sorry, yeah, hurricane that happened in the Carolinas. People were like, "I'm not leaving. I'm staying. Like, why am I gonna leave?"
Yeah, but the governor was actively evacuating.
Yeah, I heard they were
So,
literally
that was-
going home
that's
to
up
home
to the
like,
people
get
if they don't
yeah,
wanna leave.
yeah. But it's like people leave if they're telling you to leave. They're telling you for your own
Fuck outta
good.
there, yeah.
Yep.
And for themselves too, because it's like why you're all you're doing is causing more stress on them and having
it's-
them to waste
it's
more
more
resources.
It's more
to
duress
give you.
on the
Yeah.
emergency.
Let
Exactly.
us get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because California, we have earthquakes and wildfires. Wildfires will just
They're the trendy thing now.
Yeah.
they're the trendy thing, right?
Yeah.
Fuck us. We get fucked either. We get fucked all sideways, man.
We evacuate with a wildfire. We're not dumb.
Yeah.
But an earthquake? No, there's no preparing. I mean, you can prepare for
I mean,
it,
the
but there's
food
no.
can show up and we have an earthquake like we did last
There's
time.
no
Oh.
anticipating it and predicting
Right.
it. Like there's no sound way to predict it. Like they can only really predict it like maybe a few minutes.
Fine, October
before it's actually
22nd,
happening.
I'll make an entrance, expect an earthquake. Just kidding.
Damn you, man. We don't want another one. It was scary the last time.
That was super scary.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the
It sure
first
was.
time that the food came back on the podcast,
Just started rolling.
It started rolling. That was
like, oh
creepy.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
goddamn Laverne, dude.
So everyone prepare for October 18th.
And then apparently,
Okay.
I was doing some chatting with some aliens. The state of Oregon and Washington are rejecting new residents specifically from California.
No shit.
So
Really?
how fucked up do you have to be? Because they're already a fucked up place, and they're
Right.
rejecting Californians.
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean,
I'm
They
telling
want
you,
to keep it weird, man.
yeah.
I'm sorry, dude, but like this whole migration to Canada is gonna come faster than you think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But Canada has a solid fucking immigration policy. I mean, it's probably more strict than ours. But I mean, I don't think I can get in. To be honest with you.
No way.
I don't think no one will.
No, you've got to wait like 5 more
Like,
years.
hey, your skin's a little dark, I think you need to go back down.
Oh shit. Nah, dude. Well, anything? I'm there to stay.
Yeah.
Anything else there, Steph?
Just be prepared for everything at all times and just watch out.
Question: how does one watch for an earthquake?
Oh, is this?
That was
is this
rhetorical.
You just
I thought it was a dad joke.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, where's this going?
Here's how you really watch for an earthquake. If you're out in the open and the birds just suddenly take off, or dog starts barking,
The fuck
Outta
out
here.
of
Just pay attention to the animals. They can sense it before any of us can.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all you got to
Damn
do.
them.
Except if you have a tiny little yap dog that's always yapping, unreliable source.
No,
Yeah,
you
'cause
just
it's
punt
always
those.
yapping.
Yeah, you just punt those.
Yeah.
Those are puntable.
Well, everybody, we'll be right back.